Hey guys, it's Bailey and welcome back to the channel for what is going to be an unboxing slash unbagging palooza. This video I'm going to talk about what came inside my March Play by Sephora box. However, I will have also uploaded at the same time as this one an unbagging of what came in my March Ipsy Glam bag, and so if you want to see that, you can go ahead and click the eye up here or the link in the description below, or wait till the end of the video and another annotation will pop up. You won't miss it, I promise. But if you're interested in seeing what came inside the Play by Sephora box, let's go ahead and dive in. So the theme of this month's box, or box number 7, is the Perfection Collection. Basically all about priming your canvas, smoothing out the fine lines, setting the stage for perfect all-day wear and flawless looking makeup. So that is what all this kind of set the tone for what you're about to see in the box. Let's start with the first product. I'm just going to go as they appear in the book. Sneak peek, as you can see here. This is from Murad. It is their Invisibler Perfecting Shield. This is the size of the sample they give, which is a nice size. I'm super happy it's not a packet. Rarely do they actually give packets in the Play by Sephora box, so that's awesome. By the way, for those of you who are unfamiliar, because Play by Sephora is still not super widely distributed, I don't think. I know my friends that I've been able to refer are just now getting, like, this is their first box. So they are slowly but surely rolling it out. So if you haven't heard of it, new to it, can't sign up yet, it is a $10 monthly subscription service once it does become available. So it's very comparable to Ipsy. That's why I like to upload these kind of head to head each month, because price-wise, they're very comparable and they still are very beauty focused as opposed to something like a Birchbox or, you know, something like that. Back to the Invisibler Perfecting Shield though. So this is a broad spectrum SPF 30. It's kind of like a primer, basically. You'll see in this close-up here that I pump it on the back of my hand and it has that clear silicone-y texture, so it blurs lines. It also has an SPF in there, so it is supposed to create a very smooth, line-filling canvas for you to lay your makeup over, and it also has the added benefit of sun protection. So love the idea of having SPF in your primer, but if you've been with me for a while, I don't like primers with this kind of texture. I have combo skin. I feel like it is going to make my makeup slide right off. I feel like that actually does happen. My makeup does slide off when I use products like this. It kind of has the opposite effect for me. So unfortunately, this is not the right texture for my skin, but I do love the idea of incorporating an SPF in your primer. So something for those who do like that sort of texture to consider if you're looking for one. This seems like a really cool idea. Oh, and something else, one of the things I do love about the booklet that they give is they also include tips, and the pro tip for this particular product is that, you know, you can obviously, like I said, wear it under your foundation as a more practical kind of primer. You get your SPF in there, but you can, because it has that SPF, you can wear it alone, and so it's going to kind of smooth out those fine lines, fill them, etc., while also giving you your SPF. So if you don't want to put anything else on your face, you can kind of put this on as a smoothing, blurring primer and still get your protection in there. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Next up is a cleanser. I actually haven't tried this, and for good reason, but I'll tell you about it anyway. It's the Fresh Soy Face Cleanser for all skin types, rich in amino acids, gently cleanses face and eyes. So the reason I haven't tried this is because I feel like I'm talking nonstop about this, but I promise it will stop in a week. I have a wedding coming up, literally a week from the day that I am filming this, and so I haven't really been wanting to switch up my skincare all that much because what I have is working. For reference, because I have acne-prone skin and my major problem is breakouts, I am currently using Paula's Choice Clear Pore Normalizing Cleanser, so I have been sticking with this in addition to the rest of my kind of acne-prone skincare. So I can't really speak to this, unfortunately. Maybe in the coming months I'll give it a try and come back and, you know, give you an updated review, but just know that's why I really like this. If you have acne-prone skin, give it a try. But for those of you who are interested in learning more though, I'll read what the booklet says. It says it contains soy proteins that are known to help keep skin supple, rose water aids in balancing for an even skin tone, and cucumber extract, which visually soothes and calms. So there you have it. Wish I could give more details on this or personal experience, but like I said, maybe later. Let me know in the comments if that's actually something you're interested in, because I really don't talk a whole lot about skincare on this channel, but let me know if you're interested. I'll come back to it. Next up is a sponge, and I just used mine before filming this, which you'll see in the demo here, so it's obviously dirty. But this is the Sephora collection, the Perfectionist Airbrush Sponge. So similar to a beauty blender. You can use it to naturally blend in your makeup, but the unique shape here is supposed to be targeted towards getting in those more narrow places like your inner or your under eye area. Like you'll see me applying it here. I use it for both liquid and powder. For cream, I do use it dampened, so it shrinks back a little bit smaller than this and puffs up a little bit bigger than this, but I gotta say, I like it. And I kind of hate that I like it because I don't normally like sponges, and I'm still not totally sold on it. But as far as sponges go, and especially as far as kind of beauty blender dupes go, it's more affordable. I feel like it is as soft. A lot of complaints people have with sponges that are trying to be the beauty blender but just don't quite get there is that they're a little too hard. And I have found this is super soft. It's very effective at really blending in, buffing in makeup super effectively, so it looks very natural and quickly. I mean, it doesn't take any more time than using a brush. But the reason that I don't like to like sponges is that I just feel like they harbor so much bacteria. Whenever I had a beauty blender, or really any sponge for that matter, I just noticed them staying wet longer than I liked, because I felt like that allowed the bacteria, gave it time to grow, flourish, live on my face. You get the idea. And so luckily I feel like this one dries a little bit faster. I don't notice it still being damp by the time I want to go back the next day to use it, or even a couple hours later. It does shrink back, kind of dry out pretty quickly. So that is a redeeming factor, but I might just have to get over it because this is I just really, really like it. Next up is an oil that I actually talked about because it came in last month's Ipsy bag. Then I didn't have very many thoughts on it because it acted like it was already spring, maybe summer here in Austin, and so this did not have a place in my skin or makeup routine. And it is the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Oil. I have had a chance to try it since then, mostly because whether I mentioned it in this video or the other one, I think it must have been my Ipsy video. So if you're in Texas, local, I don't know. The weather has been crazy this last week. We had a cold snap. It's been 50s, 60s, rainy, super weird. And as a result, my skin freaks out. So I did give this a try, just put it on at night. I'm also wearing it under my foundation today, and I don't feel like it adds a whole lot of excess dew like I know a lot of you comment on. When I was on my oil kick for a while, you mentioned that it kind of, in person, I think it gives me an all-over looking glow, and you guys said it just makes your face look greasy, so I kind of laid off on that when I was filming, but I don't feel like it's too excessive right now. I don't know, maybe I'll be corrected in the comments, but I really like the way this feels in the skin. It is a little bit heavier, I find, than the custom cover drops, which is what I was using before, just as a point of reference if you have used those. And it does smell similar to those in that it smells very aromatherapeutic. It doesn't have an effect on the way it performs on your skin, I don't think. It still acts to hydrate and balance everything, but just to give you a sense of what it smells like, and it's not overwhelming in the event that you're sensitive to things like scent. So happy to have another sample of that, but I am glad that they are smaller samples, just because with my combo skin, I don't foresee being able or see a need for this in my skin and makeup routine for that much longer, because it's Texas. It's about to get real hot here, y'all. Next up this is a pack box, by the way. I still have like 3 more things to talk about. So this is the liner. This is from Kat Von D. It's the Tattoo Liner in the shade Trooper. It's a very basic black. This I will not be demoing, and unfortunately I will not actually be using again, so small story time here. The last 2 videos that I've uploaded on this channel I filmed last weekend. It is now the next weekend, and in between then I've got an eye infection. So right around the time that I found out I was getting an eye infection, I was just testing this. So per the doctor's recommendation to throw, most of the makeup that I had been using around that time away, this is gonna have to get tossed. I can tell you the details though. Unfortunately, I don't have a demo on camera, but I did use it, so I can speak to its quality as an eyeliner. And I have to say, if this is the eyeliner I think everyone was talking about, I don't know that I see the appeal. It has a calligraphy tip, which I do love. I tend to prefer over felt tips, which if you watch my Ipsy unbagging, you'll know a felt tip eyeliner came in that bag. You will see a demo in case you're interested. But I tend to prefer these because they're more often than not softer than a felt tip. But I found that this wasn't as black as I think everybody else said it was, and maybe I'm thinking of a different liner from Kat Von D. Definitely correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I found that I really had to work and layer this up. I tried shaking it beforehand because you can hear there's like a little ball in there, so I thought maybe I'm not shaking it up properly, so I really went to town on it, and then I went to use it. I just found that, like I said, it took a lot of layering. It was kind of a sheer watery layer at first that I had to build up and over and over, and I just find that with a formula like that, it kind of can lead to disaster when it comes to creating a cat eye, because the more I have to fidget with it and go over, and it just, the more room for error there is. And then, you know, that picture that circulates on the internet where it's like, I'm just gonna create a small cat eye, and the next thing you're a panda. That's what I feel like it has the potential for that. So I am glad I got to try it. I'm sorry I don't have a demo, but I'm also not super sad to throw it away because I just don't feel like I would have gotten that much good out of it. Last up, as far as like material products goes, is a fragrance. I always include a fragrance, and this one is especially seasonally appropriate because it smells like you are on the beach. It is from the brand Replica, and it is called Beach Walk, and the description is Sun-Kissed Salty Skin. And that is exactly how I would describe this. In fact, it smells like a beach, like a sea salt hairspray, kind of like Bumble and Bumble. Very, very similar to that, but with a little bit more of a fragrance air about it. It doesn't smell like you just sprayed Bumble and Bumble on you, but that is just really what it reminds me of, and that is always what I would use when we take like family trips to the beach. I just kind of want to enhance my natural hair texture, which I was kidding myself because I don't actually have natural hair texture. I really have to work for any sort of curl, but I could fool myself, and therefore I associate that scent with the beach. And so when I smelled this, it was just like I was in summer for a little bit. So really like this fragrance, and I think if that is your cup of tea, that kind of sea salty ocean breeze sort of thing, you might also like this one as well. And the last kind of interesting tidbit in here, there's nothing in here, but it is one of Sephora's kind of sample little doodads that if you go in and ask for a sample of a foundation or even a lipstick, really they'll give you a sample of anything, I'm pretty sure. This is what they'll put it in, but they specifically say or recommend that you go find your match, which is appropriate, I think, when you're talking about kind of a flawless complexion. Go find your match. They give you a couple recommendations here, and so I have not had time to buzz into my Sephora to actually get this filled, but I figured I'd wait to film this video and ask you guys. I'm kind of wanting to try the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea, or I'm also torn between the Marc Jacobs. It's the full coverage that everyone's been raving about. It's kind of one of those serum type, you know, it has the dropper kind of like the Rainforest, but it's supposed to be super full or buildable coverage. I'm torn between those two, so I'll put a poll up here. Let me know if you prefer either one of those, or I'll put like a third option where you can comment below with what you'd like to see. But I thought that might be a better way to go about things. Just kind of killing two birds. I get to go try a new foundation, but I also get something that I know you guys are interested in hearing about, so let me know. Take the poll. That is it. I feel like this has been a super long video because this box was jam-packed, but thank you for sticking with me through it if you did. Don't forget, if you're interested in seeing what came inside March Ipsy's glam bag, click either the eye up here or there'll be a link in the description below. But besides that, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye, guys.